Let's move on to our fourth and final main topic today. And our fourth and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Manny Palo, who writes, "Oh, Rob, I think that you're not going to like this one. Hi, John. I think deep down I knew it was going to happen, but I just read that Greenland, that Gerard Butler disaster movie, is officially skipping theaters here in the U.S. and going right to streaming in December." Yep, and you're right. It's not really a big surprise, but it is kind of unfortunate. Where are we at here? Considering this feels like a big screen kind of movie, and that it already made over $45 million in international markets, is this a big mistake? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, one of these little films that we've really been looking forward to. Rob, I know you put it on your when we did our most anticipated list.
I know.
This was one of the ones you put on your anticipated list. The Gerard Butler disaster film, Greenland, about the asteroid heading towards Earth. Big explosions, big disasters, all that kind of stuff. It was supposed to open originally in June or July in the United States. Obviously, those plans got curtailed by the pandemic and theaters being closed. They kept pushing the date and pushing the date and pushing the date. They started opening it up internationally. It's made $45 million internationally.
I know.
And they were looking forward to having a domestic, but with the way the situation is in the theaters, they just decided, we've sat on this for too long. It can't wait any longer. And now it is going to be released in December. This comes to us from the folks over at Deadline, who write, Gerard Butler's action film Greenland, which we first told you was jumping from theatrical release during the pandemic to PVOD and eventually HBO and HBO Max, will become available in homes on, they've got a date now, December 18th, at the price of $19.99, so $20 for a 48-hour rental period. The STX Films movie has already opened number one in 24 offshore markets, grossing over $45 million off a $35 million production budget. That's a good jump for them, as a matter of fact. In most key territories, Greenland has bested Butler's previous hit, Angel Has Fallen. Greenland continues to roll out on the big screen in international markets. So, yeah, it's coming out on December 18th. Look, there's a couple of ways of looking at this. Number one, it is unfortunate because this does feel like a fun movie theater, popcorn kind of flick that you want to see on the big screen with the big explosions and all the disaster we saw in the trailers and stuff like that. Look like good fun in the movie theaters. But Rob, especially when you're a movie that's like a $35 million movie, you can't wait. You can only wait for so long. You can only sit on it for so long. And, this thing was originally supposed to come out in June. And that whole thing that we've talked about is that danger of this was being heavily pushed and marketed in March. They were pushing and promoting this thing. And a lot of people, I'm sure, are probably saying right now, Green, that didn't come out like ages ago. You can only push these things for so long. I'm not surprised. I mean, this is one of those films that it wasn't going to make $1 billion at the box office regardless, but this is one of those films that was probably primed to make that jump. I'm disappointed that we're not going to be able to see it on the big screen. This is one of those movies that I think really would have benefited from that. But, again, I get it. It is what it is. And they've made 45, which means they don't even have to do all that much in the PVOD market to break even now because it did such a good job with its international legs. Imagine how much money it could have made if it was able to hit its domestic release, which is unfortunate. Rob, I know this was a movie you were really looking forward to. What are your thoughts on this move for Greenland?
Take my money. I can't wait to see this movie. I will. I mean, more so than Mulan. I mean, I'm gonna throw down the cash. I've been wanting to see this for a long time. This is right up my alley. Ever since I was in the 6th grade and read Lucifer's Hammer, the great book by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle that my music teacher took away from me because I was so obsessed with it. I was reading it in music class. I love when anything from space hits the Earth and causes massive destruction. This movie is so right up my alley. I can't wait to see it. Bummed I won't be seeing it in a theater, however, in a big, gigantic screen with laser projection and sound that would rock my bowels with the bass that it would provide.
The words "rock my bowels" were just spoken on the show.
Rock my bowels.
There's a T-shirt that's got to get made, I think. So
with
anyway,
rock my bowels with bass, though.
With bass, heavy explosion bass. Question is, guys, What do you think about this? I'm sure this probably doesn't catch any of you by surprise given the current climate that we're all in. But now we do have a date. Now you know when you're going to be able to watch this. Is this one you're looking forward to seeing? Maybe you just think it looks too dumb to care about. But what do you guys think? Jump into the comments section below and leave us your thoughts. All right, guys.